up from a deep sleep. Look around me and what do I see? Melted candles and some messed up sheets, reminiscent of a late night creep. I mean that sex was deep, but she's not even here. She fled the exit before I did. She flipped the whole script right on me. I think I should report her to the proper authorities. Someone call 911. This girl did a hit and run on me. She loved me and then she leaves love in the first degree. This girl's on the run, clearly. See, someone call 911. This girl did a hit and run on me. She loved me and then she leaves love in the first degree. This girl's on the run, clearly. Lipstick on my cheek, lipstick on my neck. Perfume is in the air, but disappeared without a trace on me. Can I describe the assailant? Maybe. Woo. She was 5'2", or maybe 5'3". She had brown eyes, or maybe light blue. She had a banging body. I know this is true. Her sex game was crazy. She put it on me. Should be illegal what she did to me. Somebody please, someone call 911. This girl did a hit and run on me. She loved me and then she leaves love in the first degree. This girl's on the run, clearly. See, someone call 911. This girl did a hit and run on me. She loved me and then she leaves love in the first degree. This girl's on the run, clearly. I got what I deserve. Ooh.
Breaking news, there is a female fugitive on the run. She is about 5'2" or 5'3", brown eyes with dark hair. She is wanted for robbing several men that she has come in contact with. She takes anything from jewelry, money, and other valuables. If she is not in custody soon, she will continue her streak of crimes. If you see this woman anywhere, please contact the police immediately.
How's everybody doing this evening? It's the Proof in the Pudding podcast show, and I go by the name of Sai on 919. Y'all just seen the latest single, Hit and Run, by our guest tonight. Yo, singer, songwriter. He's been doing this thing, putting in work. That record right there is dope right there. So without any further ado, Proof Podcast, let's welcome CLEPH to the show. How you feeling tonight, bro?
What's good, man? How you doing? How's everybody doing tonight?
Yo, we doing good, bro. That video right there, that concept right
yes.
there, bro.
Yes, that is a very interesting concept that I came up with.
Right.
Very interesting concept that happens pretty much all the time. So it's a lesson somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's real right there, yo. So we're gonna jump into that real quick. Yo, what inspired that concept and where did that how did you get the video put together, the treatment?
Well, actually, what inspired it was when I heard the beat. It's mainly the beat. The beat really kind of like, it's something about the beat when you hear that bass guitar and it's just like that, right there, you definitely got to tell a story to that. And the concept basically came with, like, I mean, if you listen to the song basically tells the video. So it only made sense that you now get to see it.
Right.
So it really was kind of like a no-brainer because the song kind of tells the story. And what's funny about that is that video actually supposed to have been done last year. I was supposed to have came out with that video, but because of the whole COVID thing, we had to push it back, put it on hold. But I always say, yo, this is the last song from off the project. I gotta do a video to this. I have videos to all my other songs. This is the last one. I have to do a video. I cannot just leave it and not do a video to it. So we shot the video a few months ago. Came out great. The concept actually was a little different than what y'all just seen. It actually was more layers to it, but we kind of like, let's kind of tone it down so we just get to the main point. Or it would have been like a whole 15-minute movie. I'm not even gonna lie. It had a whole backstory to it. But it was too much.
It's working though. So what was the response when you put it out? Once people seen it, what was the response you got to it?
The video or the song?
The video. I know that the song is working. I know the song, the response to the song. How did the response for the video come?
A lot of people responded real good to the song. Even still, I'm still getting good feedback from the video because as far as like it's creative. Right. So it's kind of like it's really like it's not just your typical, okay, here's a camera, stand in front of the background, start singing. Like it's an actual story. Because when I do videos, videos are telling a story. So even if the song's not really your thing, you can appreciate a good visual once in a while. It'd be like, the song is kind of, but the video's fire though. Like that's what you usually want. Sometimes the video can really save the song. The song don't even have to be all that, but the video can really save the song. And I really feel like the song was already good and you mixed in with the whole cinematic feel to it and you put it together and it's like, oh, this is like a movie now. Now when you listen to the song, you picture the video in your head. So now it's embedded in your head like, okay, she's walking down. I gave a face to the girl that did me dirty in the video. So now you know what she looks like, how she got down, what her MO was, and how she just moves around. I'm like one of her latest victims, but so that's basically the video. It was long. We shot the video. We didn't finish shooting the video until like at least like close to 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not even gonna hold you. Wow. We shot it in a hotel across the street from Madison Square Garden. I think the hotel was called the Pennsylvania. I think it's called the Pennsylvania Hotel. Right. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it was. Not too sure, but
wow. Who shot it for you? Who shot the film?
Oh, shout out to Gil Rios, award-winning director Gil Rios shot the video. He shot other videos too that I actually did was Butterflies and In the Mirror. Right. He shot the video Fight for You. He shot that video too. So me and him were our first video we ever did together. And the first time I actually did like an actual story concept to the videos was a song called Hey Miss Beautiful. Wow. I actually shot that video. What's crazy about that is when I shot that video, I was still working at my 9 to 5. I was working in a storage facility. And when I shot the video, I was on the clock as I was shooting the video. Right. So you ever watch the video, Hey Miss Beautiful, it takes place in a bodega. That store was literally the store that I used to pass by every time I went to work. They all knew me up in there. So I developed a relationship with the owner. The guy in the video is the actual owner of the store. Wow. Never did acting before. So I asked him, like, hey, can I shoot a video in your bodega? He was like, sure. So I asked him to be in it. And the scene was basically yell at me because I'm slacking off from doing work. And I'm always coming in late. Easy. So we did it. One take. Freestyled the whole thing, told him what the scene was. He did it perfectly, and it came off so real. And like I said, I was working at a storage facility literally down the block, and I was on the clock. So I would go there, I would make sure everything is cool in the store, go down to my job, I would clock in, and then I would clock in and then leave to go back up to the store to shoot the video. I shot the video for at least 10 hours. Wow. On the clock, getting paid. And then after it was over, I came back to my job. I waited for like 30 minutes and then I clocked out. So I shot a music video while getting paid at the same time.
Right. Yeah, they ain't have cameras, right? They ain't never know. They ain't find nothing.
The crazy part was the video was shot on a weekend, so it wasn't busy. And the guy who had my back, he worked behind the desk. He already knew what I was doing, so he was
Right.
like, "Yo, don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna take care of you." So I was able to do that, you know. So with no problems, never got in trouble for it. That's
Right.
why I'm so easily free to talk about it, because I don't work there no more, so it don't matter.
They can't do nothing now at this point
Yeah,
anyway.
it don't matter. Don't even
Yo,
care.
yo, that's a fact right there. So yo, I'm definitely excited about the video, right? The song is doing
Yes.
numbers, right? You said it was the last song on the video for the songs on the project, right? We're gonna get into that, but for the viewers that may not know, let's let them know a little bit about your background.
Okay, so I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm from Brooklyn, Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Right.
I've been doing music for some years. Love making music, creating it, collaborating with people. I started writing music when I got to high school. I wrote my first song in high school. It was called "Take It Slow." I remember it. It was called "Take It Slow." I don't remember how it went, but I remember I formed a group because Drew Hill was like my ideal group.
Right.
So it was me and two other guys, and I wrote our first single. Was called "Take It Slow." The group didn't last too long, but that's cool. But I wrote the song, so it don't matter. It took me about, I would say, 3 class periods to write the whole song. Even though I wasn't been paying attention in school, but I was sitting there writing songs. But you know, that's here and there. But you know, but yeah. So we did the group thing. It didn't really pan out. Everybody wanted to do their own thing, but I still wanted to do my music. So I just basically transitioned, into a solo artist. And I've been doing music ever since. You know, I've met some really interesting people along the way.
Right. Wow.
So yeah.
What's one of the 3 things that you learned that stood out the most over your career?
3 things that stood out the most.
Right.
And that could be anything, right? Like,
that could be anything.
I would say patience, dedication, and determination.
Not quitting, didn't give up. Still been putting in work. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I always feel like those 3 things really kind of mold what you basically the artist that you are becoming. Because sometimes it can, as artists, it does get grim. It does get disappointing. It does feel like nobody really supports you. And at the end of the day, your determination to get your music heard by people, you know, that's kind of like the goal. Everybody wants to get recognized for the music that they bring and that they make. So, I mean, there's going to be times where you're not going to really get that. Yeah, you're going to feel like you're going to ask yourself, what is the point of doing this? Like, why am I doing this? You know, and it's okay as an artist. It's okay to talk to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly natural to talk to yourself, because at the end of the day, you are your number one fan. You have to talk to yourself. So you're your number one fan. Right. So I always say, when it comes to those 3 things, those are really like the key components to actually molding an artist, because sometimes you may not have that determination. You may not have that support system to really keep going. Because, you know, after a while, it does get tiring. I'm not even gonna lie. Making music gets tiring when you don't have people really behind you, or sometimes when it's just you sometimes need that, you know, that motivation. So you got to really have that mindset, like, yo, I'm gonna get through this. I can do this. Even if some people don't like what you're making, sometimes you can actually go over that, because you never know. It may be those 5 people that may not like what you are bringing to the table, but there may be like 20 other people that will just love your music. And that's the one you should cater to. So definitely those 3 things definitely play a factor in being an artist. Yeah. That's my opinion. So.
Nah, that's real right there. And mental strength, like you said, you gotta have that. You gotta have that mental strength, because without it, it's like you start looking at people, you look at the numbers sometimes, it's like, yo, it get real. But let me ask you, from then, right? Look at where you at now. The accomplishments you made. I'm pretty sure it was worth it. But people might look from the outside in like, yo, it just happened overnight. It didn't happen overnight. Let's talk about the journey a little bit, brother.
No, it did not. Yo, listen. In no way did it happen overnight. And I'm still light years away to where I want to be. Right. But I can feel like if I look back at from when I first started to now, it's definitely growth. And as far as everything that I've been through, as far as the songs that I've written, it's life lessons as you're going through this music thing.
Right.
Everybody has an ego, and there's certain situations that happen where your ego will get checked.
Right.
And it all depends on how you take that. Because, you're going to take some L's as an artist. That's just the reality. Anybody that says they don't take L's doing the music thing, that's a lie.
Right.
You're going to have bad situations that's going to basically shape exactly how you moving forward. Like basically you're going to have a bad dealing with somebody or a business in order to know next time, okay, I know what to look for. It happens. You know what I'm saying? There's no real, I would say there's no real book to show you how to maneuver in music when it comes to yourself as a brand. So you gotta take it as I'm probably gonna do things that I'm gonna look back and be like, well, that was stupid. Why did I do that?
Right.
And experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. It happens to the best. You won't make good decisions sometimes, but it's kind of like as long as you are aware of, okay, I made this mistake. Let me not do it again, or I know what to look out for. Stay away from these people because if something if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Type of mentality.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically about it, really. And overnight did not come for me at all. Like it took years to even get to this point. I'm getting nominated and people are still, recognizing me. And I always got more work to do because, no matter how big you think you are, there's people that don't know you, that will never know you, won't have a clue. So you can't walk around all the time with a chip on your shoulder, like, yeah, my name is CLEPH, I'm an R&B singer songwriter, and then you could have like 10 other people be like, I ain't never heard of you. Like, who are you? You always got to constantly introduce yourself repeatedly to people. Right. So that's kind of like, so that overnight thing, you could be here today, gone tomorrow, basically. And that's not something, me personally, I don't really want something like that because it's kind of like you don't respect the grind too much. It's a grind to get to where you want to go. Right. Nobody has a silver spoon in their mouth. I wasn't related to a record exec or, an aunt of mine wasn't in a R&B group or something. I don't have no type of real connections like that when I first started. It was just me. And I met people along the way. And, some gave me some advice. Some actually helped me the best that they could. And, some were a waste of time. But however, even though someone was a waste of time, I did take from that situation like, okay, I know what not to do, or I know not the type of person to ask in certain situations. Learn how to do certain stuff myself. And naturally when people see that you're doing stuff yourself, naturally help will just come to you. Wow. Basically, people will just be like wanting to help you. Like, yo, this dude really been out here, really putting in work. He really trying. Like, yo, you have such and such. Like, yo, listen, let's work out something. We can do this and that. And so, yeah, so that overnight stuff, I wouldn't recommend wanting to be an overnight success because, especially in this day and age, it could be like you're here today, gone tomorrow. Next week, you could be just a distant memory. Right. And no artist wants that. Every artist wants longevity. So that's what I take from it.
And that's the thing. Yeah, you got your foundation in front of you. You listen to the music. The sound is there. Like even the writing, the concepts with the videos and stuff like that. So you applying what you learned. Is one thing to just go through and didn't learn nothing. You've been learning the whole way. And it's like, so you've been building. So it's like, let's talk about the evolution, right? Because even in the beginning, right, you had, like you just said, I had to learn by trial and error. So let's take it back to the beginning right quick. Some of the early performances, trying to break your name and get people. What was that like?
Well, like I said, when I was first started to do music, I was in a group and then we disbanded. Right. So basically I was still, wanted to perform. So I was still moving forward. So, I was performing, I was doing my thing, and then I went on hiatus a little bit, life happens. Right. What happened for me was when I started, I had, my kids, I had to rebrand myself. So basically it was like, okay, I need to start completely over again. And a lot of times when you're doing music as an artist, sometimes you have to start over again. And unfortunately, I done started over again. And starting over when you think that you've developed something or you feel like you're in the middle of something and you're almost finished,
Right.
and then somebody's like, no, start from scratch. That's tough.
Right.
Like, I'm not, that's very discouraging. Like, so everything that you just did
Right.
didn't happen. We gotta erase that. So I had to basically do that when I started over. When I started my music again, I came back to New York because I was living in Jersey, came back to New York, and basically started attacking open mic shows. And I just started having to re-establish myself as, oh, he's an artist.
Right.
So then eventually, as I kept doing it, people started recognizing, like, hey, he's an artist, or didn't I see you at such and such? I would perform at a certain venue like almost every other Sunday or whatever, and people start noticing it, and I would end up networking with other artists. And as me basically meeting other artists, I was able to, just keep a good relationship along the way. And I was like, wow, I would have never met this artist if I would have stayed in such and such. So me starting over again, it did help. So, but yeah, starting over for me was really, it was difficult a little bit. It was difficult.
Right.
I'm not even gonna lie. But I had to start over again. And that's when I came and I changed my name. Because you see the way it's spelled, it's CLEPH, but I have the little hyphen, the apostrophe at the top. And that was off of the strength of I had a situation the funny part was it was a bad management situation.
Wow.
And I did a show and I didn't perform the best of my ability. I wasn't trash or nothing like that. I didn't get booed off a stage or nothing like that. It was just I didn't perform the best of my ability, and they seen that. But the only thing is, they kind of overreacted. So at that point, I kind of went into a little depression. I kind of doubted myself, and basically, what came from that was the song "Hey Miss Beautiful." I came across that beat, started writing to it, worked out something with the producer. And I basically was still doubting myself. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll just record it just to see what happens. Recorded it. I put up a snippet of it. And then all of a sudden people start like, oh, this song is fire. Da, da, da. I was like, may have something here. But I knew I wanted to do something different to kind of move away from the incident that happened. So I'm like, all right, so this song right here is kind of like my starting over process. So I said, I need something different. So I kept looking at my name, trying to see if I can, dazz it up a little bit. So then when I wrote the CLE'PH, I was like, that's something different. So a lot of people see that, they think you say it differently. It's just CLEPH. It's just a fancy way of writing CLEPH.
Right.
And I got the name trademark, so nobody has that except for me. So that was another good thing.
That branding right there.
So,
that branding.
Yeah. So basically, like, "Hey Miss Beautiful" was kind of like my reinvention of myself. That was really like the first video that really, basically, there was a concept behind it. So that was the beginning of it. That video is kind of what linked all the other videos that you've seen after that, and what led to Hit and Run was because of the growth. By me changing my name, have a visual to a song that I kind of doubted myself in, and then, it took on a life of its own. People was really loving it. I was performing it every time. People would love the song. So it's kind of like, all right, so I used that experience and basically grew from that. So it was a bad situation, and down the line, it evolved into something that worked in my favor. So yeah, it's part of my story. It happens. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier, that, sometimes the bad experience can sometimes work in your favor as part of your story. It all depends on how you maneuver it.
That's a
basically
fact. Sometimes it's like lighting that fire up under you. It's like make something happen that you could have did already. But it's like sometimes it takes a situation, because like we may never do it. It's like that's where our destiny is right there. But we're doing it this way. So something might happen to knock us off what we thought was our path and actually land us on the path. So it's like you said a powerful thing right there. Like you did a performance. It wasn't trash. You said it wasn't your best, right? What did you learn? Because I know in those situations for me when I was performing, it's like if I ever had a bad show, ever forgot a line or anything like that, it's like I would be hard on myself, but it's like I'm never making that same mistake again. It's like whatever I did.
mistakes happen though.
Right.
That's but as artists, we really take that to like, because I learned a few things in that situation. I learned because my issue was I kind of changed the song that I was supposed to be singing. I changed it at the last minute. I know not to do that again. Yeah,
Right.
that was my fault. Don't do that again. If I have a
Right.
set goal and this is the song I'm gonna sing that song. Don't wait till like 5 minutes at the venue and be like, you know what? I'm gonna sing this song. Don't do
Right.
that. I also learned in that situation that I needed to speak up more for myself as far as when I actually was performing and it was at a venue. I was just coming back from off of being stage rusty, basically. I haven't
Wow.
performed in years,
Right.
so it's kind of like, and it was Club Pyramid. That was the first performance that I did coming back to doing the music thing.
Right.
So the people that was managed me at the time, basically it was like, oh, we got this event. We want you to go here. We want you to perform here. Now, I should have said, and I told them I wasn't ready, but I let them talk me into it. And that was my mistake, because it was like, if I knew I wasn't ready,
Right.
I should have just went with that and be like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Right.
That was my mistake. So now, learning from that, I kind of learned how to just say, if I'm not ready for it, or I don't feel like I'm up to par for it, I'm gonna say I'm not up to par for it, or give me some time,
Right.
maybe next time, maybe later down the line, because basically you just need to speak up for yourself.
Right.
If you feel you're doubting yourself, sometimes you should go with that. But only if you're doubting yourself because you feel like you're not good enough at that moment and you need more time to develop. Not in the sense of, oh no, I can't do it because I'm scared. That
Right.
wasn't it. It was just I was rusty, and it's kind of like the mentality of when a comedian, is just
Right.
starting off. You don't, as a comedian who's just starting off, and it's the first time somebody ever told jokes in front of people, you can't just go from,
Right.
okay, I'm telling jokes, I'm gonna write these jokes, and I'm performing at Madison Square Garden tomorrow.
Right.
Doesn't happen. That makes
Right.
no sense. You got to start from your family members first, small, intimate crowd, and you got to gradually. It's like baby steps. You can't just say, "I wrote this dope song, I'm performing at Madison Square Garden tomorrow," and then you bomb. It doesn't work that way. So it's like I jumped the steps ahead. Like I pulled that, I did a small crowd, and then basically I did a small crowd,
Right.
and then that was basically it for me. I didn't do the small crowd. I just went to doing, hold on.
Right.
Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I basically just automatically just went to a big crowd, and I didn't trust myself. And that's what kind of led, my downfall. But like I said, everything happens for a reason.
Right.
And I'm just grateful that it was an experience that I was able to walk away from, and took some things from it, especially as far as speaking up for myself as an artist.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm capable of doing, and if I feel like I'm not 100% sure, I shouldn't go through it unless I plan to get like better 100%. So
Right.
I'm not gonna sing a song that I'm kind of shaky on, or I'm not too sure of, because then it's like, perfection that plays a key to it. Like you want to be as close as perfect as you can be.
Right.
So
That's a fact. That's a fact right there. You also said a key thing that a lot of artists they make the mistake, right? You say you put the
yeah,
song out, right? The Hating is Beautiful.
yeah,
You put that out.
yeah,
You didn't know. So you're like, yo, I'm gonna just see what happens. I'm gonna just put it out there, right?
yeah,
People
yeah,
attached to that. They're attached to that. I hear a lot of interviews where like these big songs they go #1 and stuff like that. When they ask the artists, it might be their least favorite song. Like I never would
yeah,
even put that song out. I was just playing around, and it becomes their biggest hit, right? So it's
yeah,
like
always.
a lot of times we don't come out our box. So it's like you put it out there. You said a real powerful thing though. You said when you seen the people response to it, you kind of like, okay, I see what they're going for. So when you put the video out and you got the response and people like they feeling that, whereas like you
Yeah,
like, yo, okay, this. So now I know kind of what y'all want. I see the direction y'all looking for. So that kind of from going through what you went through, reinventing yourself, it's like a lot of people, they don't take that time to like analyze what does my fan base want. It's like a lot of times we make a song and say, this is the song I'm gonna do, this is gonna be the hit, but it may not connect with the people. So the fact that they seen the video and was like, yo, they kind of made it like, yo, I gotta put the gas on this. So yo, that was a smart move right there. So it's like, yo, now looking back at that decision, I'm pretty sure you like, I'm glad I listened to them.
I am because like I said, that video kind of really was the first concept video that I ever did. Because I had 2 other videos, but that one was really the first one I actually said, all right, I'm gonna write down a storyline, like basically the whole setting of me working at a store. I meet the girl, I'm attracted to the girl, I flirt with her in the store. I got a job in the video because I always do these videos where I have like a job or something like that, like a regular person. So that's kind of where the creativity come in, because I do that for the sense of I wanted to become an actor when I was younger. I didn't even know I could do music. I wanted to actually act. So in a weird way, it was kind of like I used music as a way of, being that actor, but I'm the star. So the video comes in as I'm the main star in my own movie, basically. So that's basically it.
Yeah, that's dope right there as well. So yo, you got a writing background, right? So yo, how does that play in writing these videos?
Like the video treatment and stuff?
Writing the treatment as far as like you used to write stuff when you were younger, right?
Yeah, I did, because I used to be known as the class writer when I was in school. And I guess because back in the day it was like if you wrote like 2 full pages, you was like the man. You was like the man in that. And then next door there was another guy. He actually wrote 3 pages. So he beat me out hands down. But we was both the writers of our class. And I used to always write the stories as if it was like watching a TV show. I had the name of the characters. I had people I know in the class play these characters. So it's more like the people in the class were more now invested in the story because now they see their name playing a character. And they're like, oh, this is what you did? Like, yeah. And I wouldn't ask nobody permission. I just did it. Just did it.
So you always was creative like that? Or like, where did you develop that creative side?
That's the weird thing. I'm going to have to say, where did I develop that from? I'm gonna have to say, to be honest, I really don't know, because it kind of just like it was something I kind of had, but I didn't really promote it as much. It was like I knew I could do it, but I never was be like, oh yeah, I'm a writer, oh yeah, I'm a singer. I always kept it like if people just ask me like, hey, what do you do? I would be like, I don't do nothing, because at the time I just wanted to be an actor, because I like entertainment, I like television. I grew up on TV. Well, not grew up on TV, but you know what I mean. Right. So, and it was kind of like I had that mindset of the whole acting world, and I wanted to be an actor, not knowing what I would be getting myself into, but I didn't know I could also write songs too. So it was kind of like I didn't really know how to put the 2 together at the time. So it was like I just wanted to be an actor, didn't know nothing about doing music. I always just found it fascinating when an artist would do one of their songs and they wouldn't have the paper in front of them and they'd just be singing and I used to be like so fascinated by it. I'm like, yo, how they sing the song without the paper in front of them? Like that's crazy. Like, yo, he doing like 5 different songs and he ain't got no paper in front of him to find out what word is what. Like he knows all his songs by heart. That right there was kind of, I was like, wow, like I wish I could do that. And then years later, I ended up actually, then I say, oh, I see how they do it. They practice it. So that's how they.
Hey, yo, and the funny thing that you say that, because they both go hand in hand, because it's like even in the acting, you had to learn the lines, stuff like that. So it's like even back then, even as a kid growing up, you was already on your path for where you are today, because like writing the stories is translate later down the road. You writing the treatments of the video. Wanting to be an actor, so now that you're in your videos, it gives you the confidence because now you know how you see yourself already because you're writing it. Now, like you said, you get to act out in the videos and stuff like that. But you're also a musician a little bit.
Yeah, I used to play the alto sax. That was my first. I'm gonna say that was my first official instrument that I ever learned how to play, and I learned how to play that when I went to junior high school. I was all my peers that people I was cool with, they all was in the jazz band. So when I was in the 7th grade, I knew everybody in the jazz band because those were my peoples, but I wasn't in the jazz band yet.
Right.
So it was kind of like difficult how they got to go on trips and do that, and I couldn't really hang out.
Wow.
And then the following year, when I went to the 8th grade, it was like, okay, now I'm in the jazz band. Now I'm hanging out with my peoples. We going to this school. We doing this and that. And I already knew what to do because that's something I wanted to do. So
Right.
yeah, the alto sax was the first. I played a little bit of the drums, and when I say little bit, I played
Right.
the flute. Yeah.
Right.
The flute, I was a little bit, that was basically it. That's as far as it went. But the alto sax was definitely my instrument. But again, I didn't know how to put it together. I didn't know how to write the songs and play the alto sax and sing. I kept everything apart from each other, not knowing that, hey, I could put all this together.
Right.
But I did know I wanted to start my own jazz band. That I definitely wanted. I knew I wanted to do something with music because I said I wanted to start my own jazz band. That was definitely true.
Wow.
I don't know about now. So.
You said not now? No jazz band?
No jazz band. Nah.
Yo, so let me ask you, you're growing up in that era, right? What was some of the music that you fell in love with? What was some of the sounds that was out back then that was like that really inspired you that still stands to this day?
Man, I'm an 80s baby. So, I grew up on the whole the music that was on the radio that was about, the R&B, that era, the whole Darnell Jones, the Brian McKnights, the After Sevens, the Drew Hills, all those. I grew up listening to all that. So that back in that time, this is my opinion. Back in that time when I was growing up, that was like, that's what you strive to be when you listen to those records. Those was like those records you grew up listening to. Those are the artists back then that you grew up listening on the radio. Right. Even when it came to hip hop artists, you grew up listening to those because that was your thing. That was your competition if you trying to get into music. So I grew up listening to all that, and it was kind of like a sponge. Like I was just soaking everything in, and I kind of made it where it's like when I officially started doing my own music, it kind of just comes out as I'm doing my own music. Right. But it's not something that I'm not doing it on purpose. It's not a gimmick. I'm not trying to, it's not a trend. And when people hear some of my songs, they be like, hey, I get like an old school vibe. It feels like a 90s song. That's not me deliberately doing it on purpose. That's just, it's embedded in me. So that just naturally just comes out on my own. So it's like when you hear a song from me and they be like, this song kind of feels like a back in the day song. This song feels like a Darnell Jones song. It wasn't because I was listening to a whole bunch of Darnell Jones records or be like, well, how would Darnell Jones do this song? I just, that era is embedded in me. I grew up on that. So it's kind of like, it's only natural that I just write how I feel. Because to me, 90s music is really kind of like a blueprint when it comes to writing love songs. If you really look at it. Right. And that's not dissing any other era, but I'm talking about the era that I grew up in. That was kind of like, for me, the blueprint on how to write a love song, how to write a heartbreak song, how to write a song about finding love, looking for love. Like I learned all that in that era because that's all you was hearing. So I kind of incorporated that with my own life stories and the things that I went through. And I'm like, yeah, now I'm older. I can see what that song was really talking about. Right. I get it now. I get what he's talking about. Or he got his heart broken, or he got cheated on. I get that. Or he was the cheater and now he regrets everything that he did because she left him. Yeah, I can see that now. That definitely, yeah. So that's basically what I take from that.
Nah, that's real right there. So what's your creative process when you're making a song? Like, do you hit a beat first? How do you what's your creative process going in making a record?
I gotta hear the beat. That's the thing. Because to me, it's like the beat tells the story. And that's just my personal opinion. To me, every beat tells a story. And then follows up is the concept of the beat. Because I can hear a beat and it's kind of like I'll play with different concepts to see which one kind of fits. So it's kind of like a puzzle. So when I'm hearing a beat, I'd be like, this beat kind of sounds like, if it's like a mid-tempo, this beat kind of sounds like me celebrating life, or this beat kind of sounds like a heartbroken song, or it sounds like a female should sing this song about her man cheating on her. And I wrote a song actually like that not too long ago. Just got to find a female artist to fill that. But I actually wrote a song like that, dedicated to a woman, who got cheated on, or she thinks her boyfriend is sneaky. It's easy to write something like that because I heard the beat and I was like, this don't sound like something for a guy. This definitely sounds like something for a female. So I kind of have that tuned in my head when I hear certain beats. I'm like, yeah, because there's sometimes I'll write a song, I'll sing a song, and I'll be like, I don't think I sound right singing it. I think I should give this to somebody else. Give it to another R&B artist. They can really probably bring it out better than me. So that's basically how my process goes. Just the concept first. I got to hear the beat first. I can have a whole bunch of concepts in my head.
Right.
And once I hear a beat, it's kind of like I'm trying to find the right beat to go with that concept. So I can have like 20 different concepts trapped in my head. And then somebody be like, yeah, you'll be like, yo, I got this beat for you. Oh, cool. I'll listen to the beat and I'll start playing around with all these concepts I got in my head to find which one fits this beat perfect. And I'll be like, because once I got a hook, that's it. It's pretty much a wrap after that. Like, oh, the song is over. I got the hook. Like, I got the key component to the whole song. So yeah, definitely the beat.
So it's the beat, then the hook. Do you hear the melody before you write the hook, or do you hear the hook, then you come up with the melodies?
It depends sometimes, because sometimes I could hear the beat and I'll be playing around with the verses, still trying to figure out what type of concept I want. And then usually when a part of the hook comes up, that's when I usually can tell what type of song is going to be.
Right.
9 times out of 10. Sometimes it changes. Sometimes I can hear the melody already before I even, get to the hook. But then I have to really listen to the first half of the beat to really determine, like, all right, this could work. This could be about such and such. I can explain this and that. But yeah, that's basically it. It switches up sometimes.
Okay, so all right, back to the project. So you put Hey Miss Beautiful, right?
Yes, Hey Miss Beautiful. Absolutely.
Okay, so you put Hey Miss Beautiful out. You're getting a good response. What happened next?
Yes. I shot the video. People started liking the video, and what's funny about it is that the producer actually didn't want me to shoot a video right away. Wow. He actually wanted me to wait. Yeah, he wanted me to wait like a year because he wanted to still promote the song. But I was on some, shout out to Legacy Beats, but I was like, I can't do that because I was I kind of was feeling good about myself that I created something that people wanted and was actually listening to. I was like, all right, if they're listening to it, that means they're somewhat interested in it. Now I got to give them something to be more interested in it. And that's when the visual came out. So when I told him I wanted to do a video for it, he was like, no, we should wait and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, you can wait, but I'm not doing that. So I'm just like, I'm doing my own thing. So I basically just funded the video myself and did the video. When the video came out and he seen it, he was like, oh, wow. He said, your video is dope. Thank you. And how did you get into the whole store thing? I said, connections.
Wow.
I said, definitely connection. So, is that Corey? Hey, what's up, Corey?
Definitely nominated for 3 All-Star Music Awards. That's a fact.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to get to that. That's my PR. I was going to get to that. Yes, we was going to talk about that.
All right. All good. Yo, so, all right. So you shoot the video. He sees it now. So it's like, yo, you seen the vision at first. He was like, yo, let's wait. Yeah. He said, no, I'm going. Now is the time. Yeah. I'm about to do it. You follow your gut. It works. He sees it. He says it's dope. How you feeling at that point in your mind, and what happened from there?
I knew I felt good because I knew I was right. I was, because it goes back to what I said. I was determined to bring that to life no matter what. Right. I didn't care what no one had to say. I'm like, listen, I'm going to bring out this video. I do not care who don't like it, because my attitude at the time was, if you're not paying for it, don't worry about it. Just enjoy watching it. And then to some people that may be messed up, but at the time, that was my mentality. Like, yo, if I'm paying for the video, just watch it. Don't worry about nothing else. I'll take care of everything else. Like, just watch what I'm about to do. And it turned out great. And it was really the beginning of everything else that spawned after that song. Like, it spawned everything else. Everything. So as far as the visuals is concerned, it really opened my eyes up as far as writing, like, video concepts. And I really now... Yeah, I'm really going deep into the video concept besides just, even if I don't have an idea at the moment, I'm always playing thoughts in my head, like, what could I come up with? Because there's a few videos, like concepts I've been stuck on, like, what can I make this video about? This and that. It can be something simple, but it works. So yes, and Confidence of a Shy Guy is available on all
That's
digital
that.
platforms.
That's a
And you can
fact
go
right there.
cop that right now because we are over 100K. So definitely support that.
Yo, how's that
Absolutely.
journey been like? What's that journey been like, and how did it feel reaching that 100K?
The journey of promoting an EP, I just want everybody to listen that promoting an EP, an
Right.
album, whatever it is, and you really believe in that's your baby, it is stressful. It's like raising kids.
Wow.
It's like raising kids. It's very stressful, but fulfilling at the same time.
Right.
Like your stuff is good. You're seeing people's reaction, but it's a lot of work, and
Right.
making a project is a lot of work. So it's
That's a
not
fact.
something that I take for granted. It's not like I made this project in like 6 weeks and then it's like, well, I'm about to drop it next month.
Right.
No, like this took some years to make. So and when it came to hit and run, as
Right.
Corey would say, it's
Right.
over 10,000 views.
10,000 views. That's a fact, yo. That's a fact, yo. And it's dope. It's dope, though, yo. She's on it, yo. And
Yes,
that's yo. I
yeah,
love it.
and like I said, making an EP. I just want to say I want to thank all the producers. I want to thank everybody that really helped me because I can't say I did it all by myself. Of course, my PR. Shout out to Corey that really been plugging me in and helping me as far as promoting the project. Like she really been on it. So shout out to her, my stylist. Everybody that's really helped me because I can't say I did it all on my own. I didn't do that on my own at all. I had help. But the project, I'm very grateful that it reached over 100K and counting because it's still climbing.
Right.
And I'm happy that the songs on there are really something that people can enjoy years later. So it's not dated. You can listen to it 5-10 years from now and be like, okay, this is good. It's the most innocent project. It's just 7 songs. It's on all digital platforms. You can listen to it anytime, and it really kind of gives you an idea of the type of guy I am, really.
Right.
So, I mean, that's something you really want to, hear some almost old school R&B vibe right there. The Confidence of a Shy Guy is definitely what you want to listen to. Absolutely.
And that's a fact right there. And it's like, yo, you got a dope sound right there, but you bring a substance to the
Appreciate
music.
that.
Like you say,
Thank you.
You got concepts and stuff like that. So it's not you just not
Yes.
putting words together. You actually painting
No.
pictures. You painting pictures. So how long did it take you to develop that style, that skill set?
I can say I've always had that because remember I used to write short stories.
Right.
So when you write short stories or stories period, you have a general idea of the main characters, the setting, where it takes place at, like how the ideal look of your character. So when it came to me writing songs, I had kind of like the idea of how I wanted the video would be. So I kind of write songs based off of how I would want the video to come out and look. Basically, I can't write a song that makes no sense because then the video wouldn't make no sense. And I'm thinking of it as far as I'm writing, if I'm making a video to this song, how would that look to you or anybody else watching it? It can't be a whole bunch of, I'm walking with a girl, then a meteor shower, and then we get attacked by dinosaurs, and then we got Fast and the Furious coming in. Makes no sense. It's just, it's like, whoa, this is all over the place.
Right.
So I always had that in my head, like it has to make sense. You gotta have your 2 characters, you gotta have the plot, you gotta have, the antagonist. If somebody's in there, how you gonna end it? You want to end it on a CLEPH hanger. That's what I call it. You want to end it like that, yeah. So you basically want to end it. You want to end it on a good note. You want to end it where the artist gets the girl. You want to end it where the artist doesn't get the girl. You want to end it on it was a dream and it never happened. It was all in your head, and you just the whole video was just in the artist's imagination. So I always had those type of scenarios in my head. I always wanted to do a video where I play 2 versions of myself.
Wow.
And we come face to face. That's the next concept I want to do. I've never done a video where I'm playing myself, looking like talking to myself in a video.
Wow.
So that's something I'm kind of, if the material that I have makes sense and it goes with that video, I'll do that. But don't be surprised if you see something like that from me. Don't be surprised.
That's dope right there. I don't think too many people have done that. I don't think I ever seen that before. But let's talk about
I mean, yeah, it's been done. It's been done.
Okay, I haven't seen too many, but that's a fact right there. Let's talk about the milestones and the goals you set for yourself along the way.
Yes.
Let's talk about how that happened, because it's like, yo, after you set a certain mark, it's like, if I hit that mark, now I'm gonna do something else. So let's let the people know about that experience and how did you come up with that concept, because that's dope, marketing wise and everything.
Yeah, I basically, because I had the project out for almost a year. And the only music that was coming off of it was off the project. So I'm like, all right, I'm watching all the other artists, and they would usually drop something, to entertain their fans. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see something. I looked at the numbers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm close to like 20K. So if I hit 20K, I'll drop a new song. Right. So that whole time, I'm pushing it for the 20K, at the same time getting the song that I want to drop released. As far as getting it together, like the artwork, who I want the song to be, like how I'm writing the song out, producer-wise, everything. I hit 20K, bam, that song comes out. All right, cool. People like the song, something different from off the project, but still promoting the project, because it makes people curious. Like, hey, I just hit 20K on my project. Let me go check that out, check his song out, and let me go check out the project, since he said he hit 20K, just to see if I'm lying or not. Whatever. Right. So then after that, the goal was, okay, let me push it to 50K. So I was like, all right, cool. If I hit 50K, or when I hit 50K, I'm going to drop a new song. So I dropped a new song. And actually, the song I dropped when I hit 50K was called Mixed Signals, which is also available online right now, featuring Johnny Floss. And I hit 50K. So the next goal after the 50K mark was, I have to say, this was like kind of like the toughest one. It was like, all right, if I hit 100K, I'm going to give y'all like I'm gonna give the fans like a sneak peek of maybe a song or snippet of a song. I wasn't too sure at the time, but I knew I wanted to show something. So it took a little while to get to 100K. That didn't come easy at all. And there was times where I thought I wasn't even gonna make that mark. I said, man, this might spill into next year. I'll be promoting this album for almost 3 years, like going on just to hit 100K. Right. But luckily, I teamed up with some real cool people as far as like marketing wise, and we got the project pushed to 100K. It's actually 104,000. Wow. And more, I think. Right. I don't know the actual numbers, but I think it's 104,405 streams right now on Spotify, and count, and it keeps going up too. So I'm like, yeah. So when I say I'm over 100K on the project, I'm literally over 100K. So I actually gave out a snippet of a song called Quarantine. It's a remix to the original song I have, Quarantine, which is actually out right now, which is available online. And that'll be coming out soon. Okay. Yeah, that's basically about it. And you got the Hit and Run song. And because of that, other milestone, ironically, when I hit 100K, I also ended up getting nominated for 3 All-Star Music Awards. Right. At the same day. Like the same day I hit 100K, later on that day, I found out I got nominated for 3 All-Star Music Awards, which was like for Best Artist, Best New Artist, Album of the Year, and I got Song of the Year, which is Quarantine. So all that happened, which was pretty dope. Right. And people can start voting for it July 15th. I'm going to have the link out on my website at clephmusic.com, so people can go out and just vote for me from August 15th. From July 15th to August 15th, people can vote for me. Right. And, hopefully I win, because the award ceremony is in September 11th and 12th. And hopefully I can take home an award. If I take home one award, I'm good. I'll be super happy. So I'm going to need all my fans out there. July 15th comes, I'm gonna need all y'all to please vote for me, like just once a day. That's all I need till August 15th, and we good to go. CLEPHmusic.com, subscribe there now, so you'll be up to date on all the things I'm about to do. So let's rock out. Yeah, that's basically about it.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. And you making the moves right there, bro. I got a video queued. You want to throw the one right quick?
What video you wanna actually show? Actually,
I got 2. Which one you wanna do?
I'm actually gonna say let's show one of my favorite videos. I'm gonna say let's show a video where a young lady by the name of Paige was dancing in the video. Right. Shout out to her. So here it is in the mirror. Hope y'all enjoy.
All right, here we go.
People you call when you're sick and you need help are first responders. We need them to remain healthy.
At 7 p.m., New Yorkers go out on the streets from their windows and they cheer for healthcare workers.
The other one.
Okay. Gotcha. My bad.
Hey, but you called me and I
Yeah.
texted you.
Yes.
I can't talk right now, but we're still talking right now. And I'm about to do something. No, I already told you. Listen, I'm doing something, I'll call you back, I'm about to get into something. Okay, all right, bye.
CLEPH. G-Bass. Climb on top of me, do it slowly. Oh, I want your body to feel my body, baby. Oh, now we're making out, my lips all over you. I'll kiss you, touch you there, your body is so smooth. I know you feel so good, can't wait to enter you. But before I do, I'm curious, that's you. Can we make love in the mirror? Cause it sounds so exciting. Can we make love in the mirror? Making love at its finest. Can we make love in the mirror? You can watch how I love you. Can we make love in the mirror? I wanna see the freak in you. Now I have you exactly where you need to be. On me, I've been waiting for this moment, crazy. Proceed, I've been feeling just a taste. You got me eating like a damn fool, slurping you up like some new food. Making a mess is the new cool. Holding my hand so I can't move. You about to come, I just made you. Can't wait for you to do what you do. Aren't you happy that I asked you? Can we make love in the mirror? Cause it sounds so exciting. Can we make love in the mirror? Making love at its finest. Can we make love in the mirror? You can watch how I love you. Can we make love in the mirror? I wanna see the freak in you. I see you enjoying me as I'm enjoying you. I see you enjoying me as I'm enjoying you. I see you enjoying me as I'm enjoying you. I see you enjoying me as I'm enjoying you. Can we make love in the mirror? Cause it sounds so exciting.
That's dope right there. That's a dope concept right
Thank
there.
you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's dope. Salute to the what you said the dancer name was that was in the
Oh, her name is Paige. Paige,
salute the page
very
right
dope
there.
dancer. That was actually my second time working with her. We worked on a previous video before that, so I always kept in contact with her. So when I wanted a dancer, I thought of her, and she was happy. Real great. All that choreography, that was all her. She came up with all that. So yeah. So if anybody looking for a dope dancer, definitely hit up Miss Walker on IG. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
she's your
that's
person.
dope. That's the dope right there.
Yes,
So
thank you.
another concept, dope visual right there. We got the Confidence of a Shy Guy EP out right now on all platforms.
Right now, all platforms.
All
Out
platforms.
right now. So
All
just
right. And we got
stream that.
We got the All-Star Awards coming up.
Yes.
All right. So we
Nominated for 3 All-Star Music Awards, Best New Artist, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year. So
Song of the Year.
Voting starts July 15th. So, I'm gonna be plugging that like crazy, making a whole campaign. My camp's gonna be behind me. We're gonna be making videos,
right?
All that. So yeah, I'm gonna be you'll see on IG. I'm gonna be making videos telling people like, yo, please vote, like do whatever you can. You're gonna think I'm running for president by the time I'm finished with this.
Yo, I
Watch.
feel you in that, yo. So let me ask you, yo. So when you win the awards, when you win, I'm not gonna say if you win, when you win the award,
yes,
you'll come back up here and give us an update, like with the trophy.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll come back with the trophy like in front of me like this. And you guys like, what's your next question? Like, what you want to ask me? If I win at least 1 out of the 3, that's a win.
Right.
But I mean, I'm going to mind frame. There's a lot of dope acts, a lot of dope other artists on there are extremely talented. So for me, basically, it's like, winning would be great. But if I don't win, it's not going to change anything because it's not going to alter my plans and what I'm going to do. I'm still put out some dope music and I'm still going to tell people to stream my EP. It is what it is. You're not going to win everything, but my mindset is basically I just want to go there, meet my peers, meet the other artists, network, show face is going to be on. I think it's going to be on Amazon TV. I'm not too sure, but it's going to be televised. Right. And I just want to just have a good time. It's going to be in, my hometown, Brooklyn. So that'll be what's up. And win or lose, at the end of the day, I'm just be happy just to get nominated. I'm getting recognized for my work.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I got people that really support me and I got fans that really, respect me and like my music. So at the end of the day, I still win regardless, whether I get a physical trophy or not. So it doesn't make a difference.
That's a fact right there. And like you said, be nominated and then being in Brooklyn, that's extra special because that's home right there.
Yeah,
like
hometown. Yep.
Right. So it's so much talent.
It's actually what makes it funny about that is it's actually 2 blocks away from where I used to live at in Brooklyn too. That's the crazy part, yo. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. So
I gotta win. But if I don't, like I said, it's all good. My energy, everything will still be the same. So nothing's gonna really change. But shout out to all the nominees that's nominated, and like I said, may the best artist win.
May the best artist win. That's real right there. So let me ask you, looking back when you was living there, did you ever think you'd be coming nominated and up for award right there in your neighborhood?
Not really, but I always wanted to get an award because years ago I won a competition. It was called the Brooklyn Idol Awards, and that was kind of at Long Island University. I actually won that competition. That's an interesting story. I'll tell you that some other time on how I got into that one. It's interesting. So I won that award, and then I won back in 2018. I actually won an award for Hey Miss Beautiful for R&B Song of the Year. Right. And what's crazy about it, I won that award, and I didn't even have a project out at the time. Like I didn't have a project out. It wasn't. I don't think it was even done yet. I didn't even have like a clear layout. I was still kind of undecisive of the number of the tracks on there, but I won that award and I was depressed about it too. Like I was kind of under a little bit of depression, a little bit. I was kind of, again, I was doubting myself, but when I won that award, it was like, I might be on to something again. So it kind of snapped me out of it. And then I was just like, you know what? Put it on my back and just kept going. So yeah, so that's when the title of the award-winning R&B singer, I won an award off of that, off of Hey Miss Beautiful. So to get nominated again and then be in 3 categories, that's pretty big, because at the end of the day, if I don't win, my title still stays the same. So, it is what it is. But again, shout out to all the nominees, and I'm just going to have fun. Just the fact being in the same building with such great, talented people. Right. And, I win, I'm going to have my speech lined up. I don't win, I'm still going to have me a good time. So it is what it is.
It's a win-win situation either way.
It's a win-win. Yeah, win-win.
Yeah, and the work is definitely paying off. You've been putting in the work, and now you benefit from that work that you put in. So with COVID now, everything's opening up. What's your plans now? Everything opening up right now.
Well, I'm planning to do some more shows. Got some shows lined up in the works. I'm looking actually to do more fashion shows. Believe it or not, Hey Miss Beautiful is a very good song as far as for models to walk to.
Right.
And I've tried this out twice and it's been a hit every time. So it's kind of like it works perfectly. So I'm trying to get more into fashion shows. I am planning to hopefully probably at the end of this year, probably go to Atlanta, possibly do some songs and just record some more stuff. But I'm still going to be plugging Confidence of a Shy Guy that I still want people to check out. Take that project down to the South a little bit and plug it in and see what happens, So
right. And that's the thing. And it's rolling. It's definitely getting traction right there. You're getting played on radio and stuff like that. So let's talk about that. How's that experience with the radio? How's that feeling?
Oh, that feels great. It's always good to get just songs played, especially on a major radio station. I've got my songs played in the station in LA and Atlanta. So I'm looking forward to the other radio station that's going to pick it up soon. And that's kind of in the works right now. But so far, it's really a good feeling. And I'm hoping, people start requesting it, so when they get a chance to, just request Hit and Run by CLEPH. That's it.
Right. That's dope right there. So for the people that may be watching, how much work goes into pushing the record, breaking the record?
Oh man, it's a lot of work that goes into pushing a record. It's always good that if you have a team, everybody really gonna have to, do their part. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of work. If you want the song and you really believe the song to be a success, because that single really represents you as an artist, So it's sometimes you got to be careful what type of songs you kind of come out with or you want to break out with, because some people have the stigma where you come out with a certain song, sometimes you got to stay in that lane. And it's well, I just did it for this one time, but sometimes people don't want to see you in a different lane. You got to stay in that one lane, or because of that first single you came out with. So pushing a record, it's very difficult. You got to put money behind it. It's not you can't just upload the song and then be like, all right, well, leave it in God's hand. That's great. God is great. However, we can push the button and then walk away, and we're not going to come back 2 days later wow, I had 1 million streams. That's not going to work, because it's millions of artists out there dropping songs every day. So now you have to basically claw your way to the top, and you got to market it. You got to brand, all that. Your team, lawyer, all that plays into it. It's work. If you want your songs to be successful, if you want your project to be successful, it's work. So definitely don't take that for granted. You're not going to if you're just going to put it up on SoundCloud, you don't care about it, cool. But if you really want to pursue this, you're going to have to spend money. I'm letting you know that right now. You're going to have to spend money. So they talk about some music is free. Music is not free. Music is not free at all. You're going to have to cough up some bread if you want some good, lasting results, But again, it's all up to the artist. If you just doing it just for a hobby, hey, you don't really care. It's just it's fun. All right, cool. That's what's up. But me, on the other hand, I put something out. I want people to love, enjoy it, and I want to reap the benefits of that enjoyment. So that's where I stand at. So
And I feel you on that. That's definitely real right there. I say a lot of times, a lot of artists make the mistake. It's like they feel like every new performance they get, I got to do something new. I got to do a new song. Got to do something new every time, but you can't break a record that way. So let's talk about that, because like even I hear mainstream artists saying, I was tired of performing that song, but that song is the song that people want to see, like you just said. So how important is that as an artist and mentally, like, yo, to believe in that record and not just be jumping around where it's like you trying to do something new every time, but to really believe in that and work that record for it.
I mean, I can understand that because I've had that struggle myself, because it's like you could have a song and it could be like phenomenal, out a hit out the gate, and you're performing, and after a while as an artist, it does feel, sometimes it feels like you're doing it over and over again. Right. And it's kind of like, all right, I got this one song, but then you want people to hear other songs. So that's why artists, we make a lot of songs, because it's like we want people to hear not just one song. We try to basically move away from the whole trying to be a one-hit wonder. Like you get so excited, but at the same time you get frustrated because like, I gotta perform this song. And I sometimes I have to catch myself doing that too, because I try not to put out too many songs. Right. If I'm promoting one song and then it happens to have another song out, it's kind of like you're playing like a juggling act.
Right.
On what song gets the most play, attention, what song you want people to gravitate to more than the other one. And it's kind of like, I can see that frustration coming in. It's all artists just want to put out a song to be putting out songs because they got tired of performing the song. I understand that. And, but and longevity wise, you got to also remember that, you're pushing this song because this is the song that's going to help the other songs down the line. Right. So when you have a big record, which is one song, you want to make sure that the next song, you have to slowly creep the next song into it, because there's been plenty of times, and I'm pretty sure we've all seen this, where artists will have this one phenomenal song and then they drop a second single and it's kind of like people don't really gravitate to it. Right. And it's kind of like you got to really, I kind of get what the artist be trying to do sometimes, but sometimes you have to try to creep a little bit into the seconds, like slowly slide the second song into it. So that way people can be like, oh, they got a second song too. Oh, okay. Like, it's cool. But but nowadays people be drilling stuff into people's heads. They can pretty much make any song a hit song. So it is what it is.
Nowadays they can. Okay. So yo, you got any final thoughts? Anything that we might have missed that the people may need to know?
Yes, I will say this. Go to CLEPHmusic.com, subscribe to my webpage, and you will get, you'll be officially part of Team CLEPH, and you'll get up to date on everything that I'm doing, exclusive music videos, behind the scenes, a newsletter we have. We'll definitely be sending out a newsletter later on in the next probably week or so, because the nominations, I'm nominated for 3 All-Star Music Awards, which voting starts July 15th and ends August 15th. So you'll get all that information if you go to CLEPHmusic.com. You'll also probably maybe get a sneak peek of the new material that I'm working on later on this year. I'm also working on the content on my YouTube page. I'm going to be having basically telling a little bit of stories as far as management going wrong type stories, kind of giving advice to the artists and everything like that. So that's basically about it. But yeah, CLEPHmusic.com, and Confidence of a Shy Guy, which is again over 100K. Please go stream that on all digital platforms, whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, Google, Amazon, all that. Just please go stream that. And again, that's basically about it really right now. So there'll be more.
That's a fact right there. And I'm going to pin the YouTube in the comments. I'll put it on the description on the YouTube one. And then it's on Facebook as well. So I pin both of those with the website.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yo, but I definitely want to salute you, brother. And I thank you for coming up here and sharing your story. I never had anybody up here hit 100K. So it's like,
really?
Nah, never. We never had an artist up here hit 100K. So you're the first one. You're the first one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, definitely, bro. So it's like, salute
to you. That's what's up.
There's a lot of artists out here working. So it's like, yo, it can happen. It can happen. So it's like,
yeah, it definitely can. Yeah, absolutely.
You're doing it right. So I definitely want to give you your flowers for that. Yo, salute for the work you're putting in. I definitely love the music, because nowadays that feel is gone. That R&B is like now more rap R&B. You hear it's kind of changed, but it's like you bring it back to that soulful essence of the family, like you said, that reminiscent of growing up in the house with your mom and dad. Even when, you know, respecting a woman, showing, you know, treating a woman more than just her twerking and stuff like that. So that's a breath of fresh air. And it's like when I listen to it, I hear your passion in the music. It's not like you just up there singing. It's a connection. So it's like then with the visuals and the way you put it together, it's a complete package. And there's not a lot of people that I know out here that's doing that. Yo, so you got to definitely created a lane for yourself. And I know the sky's the limit for you. The sky's definitely the limit.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And anything I can do on my end to help, you know, promote or get your name out there as well. Because I'm in North Carolina. So if anything I can do out here to help push the career along, I definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely gonna talk. Absolutely. Okay. I just want to tell people one more thing before I go. Please follow me on IG at CLE_PH. I'm always on. You can also follow me on Twitter at R&B CLEPH. So I'm just basically like, I'm all over the place as far as like on Twitter. I'm always tweeting about stuff, music, personal stuff. So you're always, But again, CLEPHmusic.com. Subscribe to my page. Just want to say thanks for having me on the show. Yes, I appreciate you, man. It's been a blast. Yeah. Any show that lets me talk about myself and I get to run my mouth, like you cool in my book all the time, man. So I really appreciate you.
Yeah, that's a fact. And you're always welcome here. You always got a place here anytime you got anything going on and you want to touch the people.
Thank you, man.
Welcome back. And we appreciate you. And thanks to everybody for watching. This is the Proof in the Pudding podcast.
Shout out to everybody watching.
Yo, that's a fact right there, yo. So I'm gonna end it with the video I started playing, but if you gotta go, you can log off after that. I'm gonna sign off right after this video.
All right. Shout out to everybody for watching. Thank you, man. Take care. Shout out to everybody watching. Thank you so much.
Yo, salute. And thanks to everybody again. Yo, subscribe to his channel. Go be sure to follow on CLEPHmusic.com. Be sure to check out Confidence of a Shy Guy, available on all platforms, and definitely request that hit and run if you're in the area and they planned it on your station. Thank you.
Yes.
You're worth more than gold, beautiful, I know. That's how much your love means to me for sure. The world can be so cold, that's why I'll never let you go. I'll protect you, mind, body, and soul. You're my love stone, you're my angel, you're that precious to me, and I care for you, so crazy. You know what I mean. You ride with me, I ride with you. I'm just what you need. I'll be your soldier. I love you, baby. If anybody tries to hurt you, I'll declare that war. Baby, I'll fight for you. I'll fight. Baby, that's what I'll do. I'll fight. If anybody tries to play you, I'll declare that war. Baby, I'll fight for you. I'll fight. Baby, that's what I'll do. I'll fight. Like Helen of Troy, I send the masses for you. That's how far my love will go for you. There's nothing I won't do to show you that I love you. Trust and believe what I say is true. You're my love stone, you're my angel, you're that precious to me, and I care for you, it's crazy. You know what I mean. You ride with me, I ride with you. I'm just what you need. I'll be a soldier. I love you, baby. If anybody tries to hurt you, I'll declare that war. Baby, I'll fight for you. I'll fight. Baby, that's what I'll do. I'll fight. If anybody tries to play you, I'll declare that war. Baby, I'll fight for you. I'll fight. fight for you, that's what I'll do. I'll fight for you, that's what I'll do. I'll fight for you, yeah, it's true. I'll fight for you. If anybody tries to hurt you, I'll declare that war. Baby, I'll fight for you, I'll fight. Baby, that's what I'll do, I'll fight. If anybody tries to play you, I'll declare that war. Baby, I'll fight for you, I'll fight. Baby, that's what I'll do, I'll fight. If anybody tries to hurt you,